What's good, Texans Nation? Hold on to your battle red jerseys, because what I'm about to tell you will have you questioning everything you thought you knew about this upcoming season. We're talking about 3 massive developments that just dropped, and let me tell you something, this isn't your typical off-season chatter. This is the kind of news that separates the real fans from the fair-weather followers. Picture this. Your franchise quarterback is making bold declarations that have the entire NFL world talking. A defensive game changer is fighting against time itself to suit up for week 1. And then there's a Pro Bowl superstar whose entire season, maybe even his future in H-Town, hangs in the balance with injury concerns that have management speaking. In riddles, smash that like button right now if you're ready for this roller coaster. Drop a comment below with your biggest fear about this season, because after what you're about to hear, everything changes. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you even doing? This is Texans Nation content that hits different. The dominoes are falling, the chess pieces are moving, and our beloved franchise is at a crossroads that could define the next decade of Houston football. We're talking about decisions that could make us contenders or leave us wondering what if for years to come. One star is radiating confidence that has us all believing again. Another warrior is battling through pain to be ready for battle. And a third, well, his situation might just break your heart. Are you ready to dive deep into the story that has Texans Nation buzzing with equal parts excitement and terror? Because once you hear what's really happening behind the scenes at NRG Stadium, there's no going back. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's ride this wave together. The future of Texans football starts with these 3 earth-shattering revelations. And the first one will have you jumping out of your seat with pure adrenaline. The quarterback revolution is here. Texans Nation. And CJ Stroud is leading the charge with the kind of confidence that gives you goosebumps. Remember all those sleepless nights watching our franchise signal caller get demolished behind that offensive line last season. Those painful memories of Stroud taking hit after hit, finishing as the second most sacked quarterback in the entire NFL. Well, throw those nightmares in the trash, because our golden boy just dropped a truth bomb that has the entire football world taking notice. When Stephen A. Smith himself asked Stroud about this rebuilt offensive line, our quarterback didn't just give some generic coach speak answer. He looked that camera dead in the eye and said, "I feel great." Those weren't just words, Texans Nation. That was pure, unfiltered confidence from a leader who knows something we're all desperately hoping is true. Laramie Tunsil is gone, shipped out, part of Houston's past. But in his place, we've got hungry. Rookies like Ariante Ursary who are grinding in camp like their careers depend on it, because they do. Titus Howard is back at tackle, looking like the player we always knew he could be. And with new offensive coordinator Nick Caley bringing a fresh scheme that emphasizes getting the ball out quick, moving the pocket, and utilizing play action. This isn't just hope. This is a complete philosophical overhaul. Everything can't just be drop back pass, Stroud explained, and you could hear the wisdom of someone who took those beatings and learned from every single one. He's not just talking about protecting himself, he's talking about evolution, about becoming the quarterback this franchise needs him to be. The chemistry is there. The foundation is being built in camp, and our franchise quarterback is practically glowing when he talks about what's coming. This isn't the same offense that struggled under Bobby Slowick. This is something entirely different. Something that has Stroud saying, our O-line is great, with the kind of conviction that makes you believe in miracles. But hold up, Texans Nation, because if you think that's the biggest story rocking our world right now, you haven't heard anything yet. The next revelation involves a defensive weapon whose entire Week 1 status is hanging by a thread, and what management just said about his return will have you holding your breath. The plot thickens, and CJ Gardner-Johnson's situation is about to give every single member of Texans Nation a heart attack. We're talking about a safety who was supposed to be our defensive game changer, the missing piece that will transform our secondary from good to elite. This man came over from Philadelphia with championship pedigree. 59 combined tackles, 12 passes defended, and 6 interceptions in his final Eagles season that ended with a Super Bowl ring. He was supposed to be the veteran leadership that would take our defense to the promised land, but then disaster struck during training camp like a nightmare you can't wake up from. Gardner Johnson went down with a knee injury so scary that initial reports had people whispering about his entire season being in jeopardy. We watched him get carted off that field, and for a moment, Texans Nation felt that familiar sinking feeling we know all too well. However, Nick Caserio just dropped an update that has us walking on the tightrope between hope and despair. We'll see, he's worked hard, Caserio said. But did you catch what he said next? We're not playing a game for 10 days, so there's a lot of things that can happen. That's not the confident declaration we wanted to hear, is it? That's management speak for, we're praying to the football gods that this man can suit up. Gardner Johnson missed all 3 preseason games, and now we're playing the waiting game with less than 2 weeks until we face the Los Angeles Rams. But wait, there's a glimmer of hope that has us clinging to optimism. Head coach DeMeco Ryans stepped up with words that every Texans fan needed to hear. CJ is in great spirits. He's doing well, so we're excited that he'll be fine. Ryans is confident we'll see Gardner Johnson back on the field this year. But the question burning in every fan's mind is simple. Will it be week 1, or will we have to suffer through games without our defensive ace? CD is working hard, making progress, but the clock is ticking louder than thunder before a Houston Storm. Our secondary needs this man's championship experience, his playmaking ability, his veteran presence that can turn good plays into game-changing moments. The anticipation is killing us. The uncertainty is driving us crazy. But if you think this is the story that will have you losing sleep tonight, buckle up, because the final bombshell involves a running back situation that might just shatter everything we thought we knew about this season. Texans Nation, sit down for this one, because what I'm about to tell you about Joe Mixon will have you questioning everything about our championship aspirations. We're not just talking about a minor setback or a typical day-to-day injury situation. We're talking about our Pro Bowl running back, the man who rushed for over 1,000 yards last season and scored 12 total touchdowns, potentially missing the entire 2025 campaign. Let that sink in for a moment. Entire season. When reporters pressed Nick Caserio about whether Mixon will even play this year, our GM didn't give us the reassuring answer we desperately needed. Instead, he hit us with the most terrifying response possible. We'll see. We'll take it one day at a time. What do you mean we'll see? This is our offensive foundation we're talking about. Mixon is on the reserve .NFI list, which automatically means he's out until at least week 5, but Caserio's comments suggest this could stretch far beyond that minimum absence. We're talking about a lingering foot and ankle injury that has proven challenging with respect to a smooth recovery process. Those aren't the words you want to hear about your franchise running back. Think about what this means for our offensive. Identity. Mixon carried the ball 245 times last season and was set for another massive workload. He was supposed to be the thunder to complement Stroud's lightning, the ground game that will control the clock and keep our defense fresh. Now we're looking at Nick Chubb, who couldn't regain his previous form after returning from injury last year as our potential starter. Sure, we've got Dameon Pierce and Dare Ogunbowale in the mix, plus rookie Woody Marks, but let's be real, none of these guys are Joe Mixon. We're talking about replacing a proven Pro Bowl caliber back with question marks and hope. And here's the kicker that'll break your heart. Mixon's got 2 years left on his contract, but his $8 million base salary for 2026 isn't guaranteed. His entire financial future with this franchise depends on his ability to return to action this season. We could be looking at the end of the Joe Mixon era in Houston before it really even began. Smash that like button if this news has you stressed out. Drop a comment telling us who you think should step up in Mixon's absence. And if you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out on all the Texans Nation content that matters. This is the reality check nobody wanted, but everybody needed to hear. Our offense was supposed to be built around the Stroud-Mixon connection. But now we're staring at a season where our franchise quarterback might be carrying this team on his shoulders from day one. Can he do it? Will Gardner Johnson's return provide the defensive spark we need? Can this revamped defensive line actually keep Stroud upright? Texans Nation, we're about to find out what this team is really made of, and it's going to be one hell of a ride. What do you think? Are we still contenders, or did these injury concerns just derail our championship dreams? Let us know in the comments below.